Hello everyone, all students, grade 5. I hope this video finds all students well. First of all, we begin this. I want to talk today about light and shadow. But I give you a small revision for the last parts, for the last periods, for light and shadow. So focus with me. Number 1, light and shadow. The pictures below that illustrate examples were two examples, were two pictures. Number 1, source of light that have two kinds, have two types, natural and also artificial. Natural, such as I give you one example, sun, major source of light. So focus with me and understand this point. Source of light have two types, natural, that found inside the environment, sun, for example, and artificial. Artificial, such as bulb light, such as torch, TV, electricity. All this example are example for artificial. The second type of source of light. Let's move on another part for the second pictures, that light and shadow. To understand this point, to understand these pictures, you must focus about three parts: source of light, an object, and shadow. When you placed an object in the opposite direction of the light, shadow takes place. So these three parts for light and shadow. This for the last period. Let's start another part today, and I give you a small part, reflection. Reflection, that means pointing of light from any surface, any object such as tree, such as wall, anything, any object. Maybe the light reflected when you fall in any object. So how do we see things? You can say any person you won't see anything. You must understand the method. First one, measure of light, source of light. Source of light that maybe have more rays of light that are straight, and the tree, an object, and one person, any person. You must think, you must imagine if you are in this place like this person and you won't see this tree. See, I give you that way, so you must understand. The light that travels from the sun on the tree and start to reflect all the rays of light to the eyes of any person, so you can see the tree. Number 1, measure of light. You can say source of light such as the sun that have more rays of light that are straight, and the tree reflect all the rays of light to your eyes, so you can see an object, you can see the tree. You must imagine if you are in place and won't see anything. Number 1, light, reflected light from this object to your eyes, that you can see an object inside the environment. So I give you one questions. You must think about this part. What does tell about how light travels? Light travels, I understand this point and I explain, and I remember you for this point. The light travels, rays of light travels, you can say paths are straight. First one, you understand this point. Light travels to an object, to any surface in straight rays of light. this point the answer for these questions. So think and focus. Maybe you start to answer in the description of the page under below this video. You must understand this point. The light travels from place to place in straight rays of light. Let's move on another part. Today, I give you another part. Why can we see through some objects but not others? So focus with me about these questions. Brick wall, thin curtain, glass, with 3 objects. And you must think and imagine if you can see through this object, through this wall, if you can see anything behind this object, if you can see anything behind this glass. So you understand, you must focus about number 1, translucent, transparent. So listen to me. Definition from this part, from the first definition, key definition from transparent, that any object that allow the light pass through it. Can say this, that allow the light pass through it. And also the same part, but some light can pass through it. The first one, transparent, that an object that allow to light to pass through it. But translucent, that also allow some light to pass through it. So you must understand these points and you must make differences. So I give you another pictures and start to think about these points. Transparent, translucent, and opaque. Number 1, these objects. Maybe some of them light pass through them, and also the light can't pass through them. So I give you another pictures. Transparent, this part, this pictures for the first part, for the elephant, and number 2, translucent, that maybe you can see the pictures not good, and also you can't see the pictures for the elephant, that opaque. So transparent, an object that allow to light to pass through it. And also translucent, an object that allow to some light to pass through it. The same part, the same pictures below were an example for the transparent, translucent, opaque. So I give you one pictures and you must write the name of this part. You must make name for this kind and second kind and third kind. You must distinguish between 3 kinds or an object, maybe transparent, translucent, and opaque. Number 1, I remember you, transparent, you can see anything. You can see anything behind this object because that allow to light pass through it. And translucent you can see any pictures behind, maybe a small part, maybe small pictures, maybe not clearly. But opaque can't see anything. Start for the picture below, the same, transparent, you can see anything behind this part, transparent, translucent, and opaque. So I give you one example, and I give you one example to understand this point, that transparent, translucent, and opaque. This we can say transparent, maybe they cast shadow, and maybe can or no, we can say found or no shadow from the transparent, and maybe the cast faint shadow, a small shadow, we can say not clearly shadow, maybe found or not found from transparent. Let's move on another part. And the last part in this period, how to measure the intensity of light. Intensity of light, you can say measure the light in any place. After I give you a video to understand this point. How much light passes through an object by using light sensor. You can measure if you go to the laboratory to understand and to measure the intensity of light that use one vehicle called sensor. Sensor, light sensor that you can say use it to measure the light intensity inside the laboratory and any places. And also that have one data logger that give you numbers, give you the measures of light in any places. So this part about transparent, translucent, and opaque, and also explain the measure, how to measure the intensity of light by sensor, that you can say is very important point in this period. Let's start another part, that's another shape for sensor that used to measure the intensity of light. A light sensor is used to measure intensity of light, and the unit of light intensity called lux. This the another part for the light and how to measure the light in any place, in your room, in the school, in the laboratory, any place that you want to measure the light, intensity of light. If you can, if you are engineering, if you are engineer, if you are working in any places that need to measure the light intensity. That by sensor that may be found different kinds from this point. So let's give you a small video to understand this point and to understand transparent, translucent, and also measure of light. Okay, all students, this video illustrates how to measure and how to use the sensor to measure the intensity of light in any places, in different places. So I give you a small practice about, you can say for this period, for this class, and start to answer all these questions and text me the descriptions of video below this page. Exercise, can you remember what these words mean? Reflection, sensor, lux. And start to understand this point, and so only write the name, the function that use all these words. At the end of this section, thanks so much. See you soon.